What is good, everybody? Hope you're having a great week. 3 really easy tips to help you improve at any FPS game, and these are nothing crazy, just stuff that have helped me over the years, and I'm not like a crazy player either, just sort of a student of the game and always trying to improve. So the first one, very simple, very easy. Place the crosshair where you think the opponent will be. It sounds extremely obvious because it kind of is, but you would be surprised how many low and mid-range players have pretty terrible crosshair placement. What I mean by this is when you position the crosshair where you think the opponent will be as you're peeking corners or coming around bends, you have less distance to snap to your target, thus it takes less time to get that first shot on an opponent. And whatever game you're playing, that first shot is all important. If you are a Valorant player or a CSGO player, you know all about this. If you watch the pros, they're exceptional with their crosshair placement. It's almost always in the right place before they peek a corner, or generally pretty close to where the opponent will be. In doing so, less travel time for you to actually get on target, and you would be amazed again if you watch low and mid-range players how many of them have their crosshairs placed on the floor, placed in completely the wrong area. They'll emerge around the corner and then spend forever having to get that right crosshair, like the right stick or your mouse hand, like onto the target. You can really easily remedy this if you start just even in a custom game, whatever, type of game you're playing. Go around the map, and as you're peeking corners and sort of breaching areas, making sure that your crosshair placement would be where the opponent's most likely position is. And this is something that just only gets better with time. My second tip is to be patient. Many new FPS players under pressure tend to rush their engagements, and by doing so, they tend to not use their weapon at the optimal fire rate, don't control the recoil depending on the game, or will rush into situations that they didn't need to. So like in Valorant, they might be waiting for your teammate to get in position, but high pressure, charge into the site, get taken out one at a time. Being patient is very important. And when you're under pressure, not rushing and throwing all your techniques out the window just because you're stressed is important. Slow is smooth, and smooth is fast. If you're a learning player, if you're new, or even if you're a middle range player, focus on how smooth your gameplay is. Look at how quickly and smoothly you're snapping to targets. And if you notice that you're overcorrecting or undercorrecting too often because you're trying to play too fast, slow it down a titch. The speed will come in time. What's more important is that you're making the right actions at the right time, instead of making tons of actions that are wrong, only to try and get to the right one a little bit quicker. Hopefully that makes sense. It's kind of abstract, but I'm sure you have some friends that you can recognize when they're pressured, they totally throw their technique out the window and just go wild, basically. And there is sort of an incubation period where you're going to be taken down because you're maybe not fast enough for the mechanics just yet. But it again is more important to lay the right fundamentals mechanically so that you're moving smoothly and making the right choices than it is to actually create bad habits and have to unlearn them later. Go watch some pro gameplay and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. High-level FPS players are very smooth in their decision-making and how they snap from target to target, and of course, their movement. And that's my third tip. Watch back your gameplay and watch back high-skilled gameplay. So back in the day, Grandpa Dragoon over here will tell you kids, it was not that accessible to get your hands on, a first-person video from pros, okay? This is something that pre-YouTube era, and especially pre-Twitch, those kind of gameplays were, few and far between. So when you could see them, it was a big deal, and you could study it and sort of watch what was going on. Nowadays, because of Twitch and YouTube, there's more content than you could probably ever consume in a lifetime from really high-level players. When you watch back their gameplay, there's so much you can pick up and integrate into your own matches. And it's just a nice habit. If you enjoy a game, it should be nice to watch somebody who's high skilled at it. Whether that's with a cup of coffee in the morning, or maybe before you get on for a gaming session, you just throw on your favorite streamer or watch back a VOD over on YouTube. Doubly important then is to record your own gameplay and watch it back if your game doesn't have a theater system. Pretty much every console at this point has the ability to record your gameplay, and pretty much, on PC, you've got tons of options to record and watch back. This will improve your play more than anything else. I've seen this in action over the last almost a decade on YouTube a lot, where players who watch their gameplays back consistently improve way faster. You can't really learn the same way during the moment as you can after the fact. When you're in the heat of battle, you're not always getting the same exact analytical brain thought that you can when you're watching something back later. Not under the gun, not under stress, that kind of a thing. So yeah, if you can watch back your gameplays pretty regularly, that's something that you can do. Like, and don't just watch the winning ones, man. You gotta watch the losing ones where you get bodied and you might realize, we maybe missed this power weapon spawn like every single time, or hey, I'm under flicking every single shot. Maybe I need to go practice with my aim or spend some time looking at a new sensitivity, or hey, I made a really bad decision here. Oftentimes the games where you're getting, slapped pretty hard, when you go back and watch the recording, you'll notice it's not like a total blowout always. There's things that can be done that you can do to improve. And again, FPS games are for fun. I only play for fun these days, and I'm a really average player for the most part. And so I just like the idea of improving and playing these games, learning more about them, and being kind of a student of the game. And there's a lot of fun in that. So hopefully these are some tips that can help you guys out. I hope the week is going extremely well. If you found these helpful, let me know. Do the YouTube things. You can subscribe, follow me on Twitter, like the video, that stuff. And I hope you have a very good rest of your week. We'll see you next time.